All right, we are live on YouTube. No fancy intro, no long intro with music. We're just going to get right down to business once again here today. I'm only going to be on for a short little while. Welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, Queen Helen Casey, thank you so much for being here. Hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. Yes, please do that. I would greatly appreciate it. Just going to wait for a few more people to join on in. We've got 8 in the box right now. I did not promote this event in advance. I just went live all of a sudden because it doesn't really matter when people view this. All that matters is that the message gets out because like I've been saying lately, I'm no longer playing. I was never really playing in the first place, but I'm getting some messages behind the scenes from the women. Oh, gosh. My dad was right about what he said. It's funny what a man will do for a piece of you-know-what. I don't want to get demonetized. Speaking of getting demonetized, all my stuff's been green, but many of you that are in the YouTube Partner Program may have been getting wrongfully demonetized lately. YouTube did put out a blog yesterday stating that they're reducing their staffing for the time being, due to the coronavirus. I'm going to share more about that in another live stream I'm going to be doing from the studio later tonight. And I'm going to share with you folks how it can affect your channel and how to, get around it. If you do get a yellow icon, not suitable for most advertisers, or if your video gets taken down, and you get a community guideline strike, the appeals process may take longer. I'm going to share more about that tonight. I'm going to be doing a stream. I'm not quite sure what the time is. I'm just going to set it up and do it. It'll probably be around 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 or 8 p.m. Pacific. Also, after I get through that, Sharon, Survivor Sharon, you all know who she is that have been following this channel for a while, may be joining me on the Hangout panel for a little bit to discuss a few things. I first want to get through the material regarding what's going on at YouTube and how they're handling this coronavirus thing and how it affects all channels, especially ones that are a part of the YouTube Partner Program like I am and monetized. All right? So that's that. Now we have 14 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. So let me just get right to the point here, folks, because I'm going to be doing a Walking with Purpose stream immediately following this. It's kind of funny what JB Gunner has been saying. The Bay Area is on lockdown, that, we can't go anywhere. That's partially true. What's happening here in the Bay Area is that, or all over California, is that restaurants have closed and they're allowing minimal staff for takeout and delivery services only. I believe a lot of schools are going to be closed for a while. A lot of businesses have reduced their workforce or have, allowed people to work remotely from home until, I believe it's April 7th, which is in a few weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. So that's what's going on. But the funny thing is, JB, you were reading, what we've been ordered to do here in California, including the Bay Area. And he said, hiking events, outdoor events like hiking are allowed. And JB had some frustration regarding that. So I will be doing my Walking with Purpose stream. I'm not sure what location I'm going to be doing it from. I'm going to try to get to a different location other than Red Morton Park, but we'll see. About an hour and 15 minutes after I'm done with this stream, I will be doing a Walking with Purpose stream. Then maybe 2.5 hours after that, I will be doing a third stream from the studio regarding how this coronavirus has affected the YouTube/Google workforce and how it affects your YouTube channel, especially if you are monetized in the YouTube partner program. I'm putting on my YouTube certified hat on that. And they put out a blog on it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. It was one of those days. I will be, going over that, line by line and explaining to you what that means. And do not panic. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Hey, Barbara, welcome to the show. Queen Helen Casey, welcome again. Terry's GG&G, welcome again. 19 in the box right now. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so the title of this stream is Public Notice. Infringe my copyright and get sued in small claims court for $10K. That's $10,000. That's the maximum amount you can sue someone in small claims court in the state of California. Only $75 per case, which means it's only going to cost me $75 per case to file, on these people that are infringing my copyright. Oh man, I can't stop laughing. Okay. And the funny thing is, JB Gunner is saying that, oh, Eli's not going to sue Susie. So in essence, JB Gunner, you're breaking the cardinal rule of all men. You're white knighting for Susie. I thought you weren't a white knight, JB Gunner. I thought you weren't a simp or a white knight. If you don't know what those terms mean, don't worry about it. The people that need to know what they mean know what they mean already. So in essence, JB, you're white knighting for Susie because I have damning evidence to sue her in a court of law for infringing my copyright. But you're going to want to stick around, JB, because after I take care of Susie, I'm coming after you. And you may be asking me, why am I talking about this publicly and not just doing it? Because I want to put out a public notice to anyone out there that continues to simulcast me or decides to simulcast me down the road. Okay? If you're in the U.S., I will sue you. Now, if you're in another country, there's really not much I can do about it. I can, but it would be much more difficult. But you know what? Those other country people, they don't really care about this that much. The people that are infringing my copyright are primarily people here in the good old US of A. And I have the right to sue them in small claims court, up to $10,000. Mystic Angel number 2, yo Greek gangsta, I'm here. All right. Thank you for being here, Sharon. Similar Evils in the house. Jaded Dragonfly 10.0's in the house. 23 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, JB, you're going to want to stick around because I'm putting you on notice too, whether you like it or not. And you're really not going to like what I say because it's all within the law and legal, and there's no way around it for you. I like it when two criminals, such as two convicted, 3-time convicted felons like Susie and JB are working together, to say that I'm not going to do this, or why are you going public on it, or trying to detract from what's actually happening. There's nothing you can say about this. This is brilliant, and it's very simple to do so. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to first file a small claims lawsuit against Susie Q7979 for $10,000 for infringing my copyright. Now, if you've been following my community wall, I have posted information that shows she's infringed my copyright. I have several screen recordings of her simulcasting my live streams. I even have videos of her stating that she's going to continue simulcasting me, for as long as she wants, blah, 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 and there's nothing I can do about it. When the judge in the court of law hears that, along with the proof that, I'm going to show the judge that you are blatantly stealing my copyright or stealing my content, what do you think is going to happen, Susie? Right? Okay. Now, I'm not concerned about Susie not showing up to court. She shows up to these things. Plus, she lives in Southern California. I live in Northern California. And what that means is that when I file, I'm going to file in my local county. And guess what city the county building is in my county? Guess what the county seat is in my county? Another way of saying, what is the capital of San Mateo County where I live? It's Redwood City. So literally, the courthouse is literally about a mile from where I live. I could walk there. I probably will. But Susie's going to be forced to get in her car and spend more of George's money to fight this. So from where Susie lives to the San Mateo County courthouse in downtown Redwood City, it's about a 6.5 hour drive. No problem, right? And she'll show up because what happens if you don't show up, when somebody sues you to court? In small claims court, they automatically default the judgment to the plaintiff when the defendant doesn't show up. So if she doesn't show up, that's 10 grand out of her pocket, just like that. Well, maybe George's pocket, because there's no way she's going to come up with 10K. Number two, they will put out a bench warrant for her. But I'm not concerned about Susie not showing up, because Susie always shows up. She'll travel clear across the country on George's dime, to fight things like this. But what are you going to fight, Susie? What are you going to say? How are you going to defend yourself when I have clear evidence that you infringed my copyright many times? I also have evidence of when I've taken you down for copyright through the YouTube copyright system, which I will show the court. I'll play the videos, I'll show the YouTube paperwork, etc. I've got everything. I've even got screenshots of your YouNow channel stating that you created that channel just to restream me, right? Like Susie, you have incriminated yourself beyond repair. You don't have a leg to stand on at all. Barbara, I know what you're saying. It's an option, Barbara. The law in California is the judge does have the option of putting out a bench warrant. They do. Look it up. They might not do it, Barbara, but they have the option of doing it. But what happens, Barbara, at a minimum, what happens is that if they don't show up, the judgment is automatically given to the plaintiff. Queen Helen Casey, she can't defend herself. She loves court, says Jaded Dragonfly. Well, yeah, because Susie loves court, I'm going to meet her in court. You want to talk with me, Susie? Here's your opportunity. I will see you in Redwood City, the San Mateo County court building. Now, her and JB, I think they were on some panels last night. I saw so many streams. And Susie was doing a show, which she put to private. Good for you, Susie. You don't think we screen record everything that you put out there? It doesn't matter. I don't even need what you said on that stream last night for evidence. I've already got plenty. But between Susie and JB, JB's white knighting for Susie. JB's saying and Susie's saying, well, if the courthouse is closed or minimally staffed because of the coronavirus, he may not be able to file. That may be true. I have not looked into it to that point to see if the courthouse, has been put on lockdown. I will be doing that today or tomorrow. But even if it is on lockdown, I don't care, Susie, if it takes 3, 4, 5, or 6 months to see you in court. I will eventually see you in court at the earliest possible time available by the San Mateo County Courthouse. So again, if the coronavirus shuts down the courthouse and backs things up for, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even 6 months, no problem. I will eventually bring you to justice. So I don't care what you say. Barbara says, yes, you win by default, but a bench warrant for not showing up to court to answer for a crime, Eli. No, Barbara, you're right, but the judge still has the option of putting out a warrant if they want to. For small claims court, they typically won't do that because they'll give you the judgment instead, and that's all you want. I get it, Barbara. It's not a big deal. No, Barbara, I get what you're saying. The bottom line is, Susie has nowhere to go with this. All she had to do was walk away. Now I'm going to use her as the example. I have to sue somebody to use them as the example. And don't worry, you don't have to screen record this. I'm leaving it up. You can download it all you want. No big deal. So yeah, I'm going to contact the courthouse later today or probably tomorrow because I'm doing 2 other streams today and I'm going to be pressed for time. But tomorrow I'll be contacting the San Mateo County Courthouse in Redwood City and basically getting the information, and I will file this lawsuit as soon as I possibly can. Now, typically, once you file, then you basically serve the person, and then basically around 45 days from the date of filing is when you go to court. Now, because of the coronavirus, this may take a few extra months. So I don't care if I see Susie in court in, 45 days or 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year from now. I don't care. I'm eventually going to bring her to justice and prevent her from doing this, not only to me, but other people out here on this platform. This woman has been terrorizing this platform and stealing from people and harming people for far too long. Now, in this case, the only thing I'm concerned about is her stealing from me. She's stealing my content and she's selling it to her audience and making donations off of that. And I have proof of her saying that and doing that, which I will make the judge aware. So anyway, Queen Helen Casey, hang on a second. Rants with Rogers is a good channel. You're going to have to go back and watch the replay, bro. I have the DVR function disabled. You can check it out on the replay, man. But welcome to the show. 35 in the box. Thank you for being here. All right, so now we've talked about Susie, okay? Now I'm going to talk about you, JB Gunner, because you're next. After I'm done suing Susie and using her as the example, I'm going to sue you for the same thing, JB. And you're going to say, oh, you got nothing on me. Oh, I've got plenty on you. And I will actually be sharing the evidence, later today or tomorrow for everyone to see. Because you remember, JB Gunner, when you were taken down by me several times for violating my copyright, about 6, 7, or 8 times. I've got all that documentation in my emails, and I will print it all out, and I will also get digital copies of the PDFs to the courthouse regarding how many times you stole my content. And the proof is because YouTube took you down for it, right? And your name is right there on the DMCA, right? The Digital Millennium Copyright Act violation, okay? Additionally, JB, you simulcasted me several times on DLive, and I screen recorded all of those, and I have you talking about it. I have you, I have your audience, I have the chat showing of your audience talking smack about me, and that's what I'm going to show the judge. Additionally, I screen recorded you many times simulcasting me on YouTube as well. And you blatantly saying, I'm going to continue to simulcast you, right? Right. So, after I'm done with Susie, I'm going to sue you. And if you think that, I have to serve you, JB, in order to sue you, right? And if you think that there aren't many ways to serve you, trust me, you will get served. Once you're served, JB, you're going to have to fly across the country or drive across the country to the Redwood City Courthouse. Okay? You have to fly across the country or drive across the country to the Redwood City Courthouse. Because if you don't, then by default, I win $10,000 and you're on the hook for that. And I'll tell you what, JB, if you don't show up, and let's say they don't put a warrant out for your arrest, which, like Barbara said, she says they won't do it. It is optional. Let's say they don't do it. That $10,000, JB, you're going to have to pay that to me legally. You're going to be ordered to pay that to me. And if you don't pay that to me, JB, I'm going to send you to collections. And collections is going to be on your case. One other aspect for you to run from. Take him for all his job of yeah, I don't want to talk smack because it's not about talking smack. This is getting down to business here. So JB, what are you going to do when I sue you here in California at my local courthouse for $10,000 for copyright infringement? Are you not going to show up and then I win a judgment against you for $10,000? Or are you going to show up when you're running from the law and then the law catches you in Redwood City of all places? That would be a glorious day. So in essence, JB, you're trapped. Nothing you can do. Say what you got to say, dude. It's over, man. You messed with the bull. And now you're going to get the damn horns. All of you. You can cry all you want on your community tab, JB. You can spin every narrative you want on this. I don't care. I have the right to sue you in small claims court for only $75, and I can represent myself. And I can bring my own evidence. I can easily afford that. Every time somebody steals my content, I'll just spend 75 grand to get 10K. Now, JB, you owe me a lot more than 10 grand. You've stolen a lot more than that from me. But I would settle for 10K. Because going through small claims court is going to make it a lot easier. Plus, what I really want, in addition to the money, part of the money you've stolen from me, is a piece of paper with a judgment against you stealing my copyright. So if you continue doing it in the future, I will send that paper to YouTube and have them shut down your channels for violating a court order. I can't wait, JB. There's nothing you can do about it. Queen, the maximum I can sue somebody in small claims court is $10,000 in California. Now, down the road, I may end up suing him for more in a civil case. Right now, I'm looking to stop these people from bleeding me like they already have. They're not stopping no matter how many times we take him down for copyright. They just keep moving forward. Because remember, JB Gunner and Susie Q7979 are 3-time convicted felons, and that's the way they continue to live their lives. Now JB Gunner is over on his end, trying to play Mr. Goody Two-Shoes all of a sudden. Now you're trying to play the role of the victim, trying to do damage control. No one's buying it, JB, not even your own audience, and I'm not buying it. No one's buying it, JB. So again, you folks say what you want to say. I know the coronavirus has restricted a lot of, things we can do right now in our country. That doesn't mean you can't eventually do them. And again, I don't care if it takes me 6 months to a year to bring these people to justice. The earliest opportunity I possibly can bring them to justice regarding this, I will. And I will look into it tomorrow. I mean, I've looked into it already. Obviously, I know the laws. I'm sure Susie's seen the laws. I'm sure JB's looked at the laws. The bottom line is, I'm going to be filing as soon as possible. First on Susie, and once that's done, then I'll go after JB. And I am going to come after you, JB. I am. Nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Either way, JB, you're screwed. You know why? Because number one, if you show up in Redwood City, you'll finally get to meet me, right? You want the one-on-one? You'll get to meet me. Number two, then whatever you're running from the law, they will have already run your background check, because I will request to them that this person is dangerous. He's been running from the law. Can you please get me protection? And can you please run his background check? And anything that you're wanted for, JB, anything that you're running for, they'll get you right then and there. And if you don't show up to protect yourself from whatever it is that you're running from right now, then an automatic judgment for $10,000 will be made in my favor. Now, I know you would never pay that judgment, JB, because that's how much of a criminal you are. I know you will never pay that judgment, but like I said, after you don't pay that judgment by not showing up to the court hearing to protect yourself from getting arrested for other stuff, then I will send that to collections and have them constantly looking for you. And if you think that your life is miserable right now being on the run, you're going to be on the run for the rest of your life until you're brought to justice. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be the one bringing you to justice. Folks, I'm going to wrap this up. I want to keep it short. We're at 29 minutes right now. I'm going to make a very, very clear statement right now to you, DeRosa Show. Raleigh Jones, you didn't have to go as far as you did by shutting down your channel, but I think Raleigh gets the point. DeRosa Show. Jamie Likenthier, I know you haven't simulcasted me for a while, but I'm going to mention your name as well. DeRosa Show, Jamie Likenthier, or anyone else that continues to simulcast me in addition to Susie Q and JB Gunner, I will be suing you in succession. And in the meantime, until you get served the documents after I file, if you continue doing it, we will get that evidence between myself and the A-team, and we will use more of the evidence than we already have, more of the new evidence than the evidence we already have, to further bury you in court. I'm not joking. You folks think I'm full of it, and this is extremely feasible. It's only going to cost me $75 per case, and I can sue for up to $10,000 at a courthouse that's literally a mile from where I live. And all you folks are going to have to come clear across the country to defend yourselves, or basically forfeit, and I win 10 grand. Barbara, what are your honest thoughts about this? And this is something that I came up with on my own. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've been thinking about I was going to have an attorney represent me for a much larger amount, but that's just going to take too much time and too much money and all that. But now I'm finally coming on saying small claims court is the right place to handle this. What are your thoughts about this, Sandra? What do you think? Sandra says, I agree. Let's just all stop and go our own way. Well, we've been trying to do that for 3 years with JB Gunner, and for like at least 6 to 8 months with Susie. The truth of the matter is, JB Gunner and Susie are in cahoots because the rest of their audience has fallen apart. JB Gunner is holding on to Susie for dear life because he's getting donations from Susie's people. And Susie is they're weaponizing each other. Susie's weaponizing JB, JB's weaponizing Susie. They both have their own issues, and they're weaponizing each other for their own benefit. It's really sad. 2 3-time convicted felons weaponizing each other to try to protect themselves for paying the price of harm that they both created to innocent people out here. And now they try to flip it and play the role of the victim. I'm not buying that for a second. Neither are you. Eli, if you remember when I first started speaking to you about this, I wanted you to go to small claims court. I forgot about that, Barbara, and I apologize. But we were under a lot of stress and high emotion, and we've been able to calm down since then. Exactly, Elias says Jada Dragonfly 10.0. Take it to the people's court? I should. I should go see Judge Judy. Because this has all been one shit show, but it's been rather entertaining. But still, it's cost me a lot of money and time. I paid a huge price for this. I've lost a lot of money over this. Sandra says, I don't know, Eli. I don't know how small claims works for one. It's simple, Sandra. You could sue anyone for anything in small claims court up to $10,000 in California. In other states, some states I believe you could sue up to 35 grand. California is $10,000. It used to be less. It used to be 5 grand. And then before that, many decades ago, it used to be like 2 grand or 2,500. They keep raising it, but it's $10,000. That's the maximum. Rants with Rogers, she's retiring. What do you mean by that, Rants with Rogers? Who are you talking about? She's retiring. Oh, Judge Judy would dig her claws in them. Oh, Judge Judy would whoop Susie's ass. Oh, Judge Judy, if I even played her like 5 minutes of a Susie Q, a deleted Susie Q stream that I have stored on my hard drives, oh, Judge Judy would flip out. Judge Judy would be like, ma'am, you are a disgrace to society, ma'am. And Susie would try to cut her off. Ma'am, I'm speaking here. It's my court. You see, Judge Judy is similar to me. And people respect her. I say the same stuff that she does, and people don't respect me, well, at least on the other side. Well, the reason why they respect her is because she's a judge, and she could legally screw them up. Well, Judge Judy would give it to you both. That's right. Once again, I'm putting everyone on public notice right now. The A-team is watching you behind the scenes, and they're screen recording everything. Now, I screen record stuff when I'm in my studio, when I'm being simulcasted. When I'm out on my walks, there are many people on the A-team that are going out there, finding out where I'm being simulcasted, and they are screen recording those simulcasts. All of those simulcasts will be used against you in a court of law in small claims court. So DeRosa Show, I'm going to tell you, brother, I'm giving you one last chance. Stop. Get my name out of your mouth. Stop simulcasting me, or I will sue you in small claims court as well. I might as well file all of these at once. That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm not even going to wait. I'm going to file all of these cases at once. The Susie, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just thinking right now. I'm going to file first against Susie and JB. I'm going to do that this week or at the earliest time I can do it. If the court is partially closed or totally closed for a certain amount of time due to the coronavirus, I will file first on Susie and JB as soon as possible. Once I'm done with that, DeRosa Show, you're going to be next if you don't stop. I'm not kidding. Now, Jamie Lycan Theory has kind of stayed out of it. Jamie, if you simulcast me again, now you've been cool with me. I'm cool with you for right now. I know we don't agree on a lot of stuff, but just so you know, I am also putting you on public notice. If you simulcast me again, then you're going to be sued as well. All of you. And again, do you want to make that trip from Florida to California to defend yourself. It's going to cost you like $1,000 or more to come out here. I'm going to sue you for 10 grand. And if I sue you and you don't show up, you're going to owe me 10 grand. And if you don't pay me, I'm taking you to collections. And then it's over. Similar evil. If you take all her money, how will she buy drugs? LOL. Listen, I'm not here to say whether she's doing drugs or not. I understand why you're saying that. You're probably talking about the Oxy stuff. Listen, I'm just here to state the facts. LOL, what a hoot if they all went on Jerry Springer. Sandra, come on, Sandra, this is serious. This is not a Jerry Springer show. This is serious. This is about my copyright infringement, Sandra. This is costing me money. Now, we can have some jokes every now and then, but this is a serious situation here. No, don't worry, Sandra. I'm not mad. I'm just saying. Queen Helen Casey, wait a minute. Don't go to Judge Judy. She is leaving soon from her TV show. I'm not going to, it would be very difficult to get on Judge Judy, and I don't want to make this about entertainment. I want to just get down to business. I want these people stopped, and that's what it's going to take to stop them, is taking them to small claims court. So again, as soon as I'm able to file these lawsuits in small claims court on Susie and JV, they'll be the first two I'll file at the same time. I hope I can do it tomorrow or the next day. If not, I will find out from the courthouse the first available day they'll be back and file at that point. And then 45 days to 2 months from that point, we'll be in court. Now, Susie will show up, JV Gunner won't. Because what JV Gunner is going to do, like I said, is he won't show up because he's running from other crimes. And then when the judgment's in my favor for 10 grand, he won't pay that because he's running from the law and he's hiding his money. So now, at that point, I'm going to get a collection agency after him. And that guy is going to have to run and hide for the rest of his life. Because what happens if you don't pay your judgment? At that point, they can put a warrant out for his arrest. I believe you have to put him through collections for 6 months to a year. And after that point, I believe you can put out that they will put out a warrant for his arrest. Correct me if I'm wrong, Barbara, but I believe if they don't show up, the judgment goes in my favor. Then I have to send him to collections for, I believe, 1 year. And after a year, if collections can't get him, then we could put out a warrant for his arrest. Is that, I believe that's what the law is. It's going to be a long process, but you know what? In the meantime, this guy's going to be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, living as miserable as he made me live the last 3 years, trying to fight for my channel, my past relationship, everything. It's time for him to feel what he put me through. And he's feeling it, believe it or not. True, sorry, but it's true. Jerry Springer now has a small claims court show. Now, that's ridiculous. So one final time, we have 40 in the box right now. Let me make it very, very clear. To anyone that's simulcasting me, even on a different platform, unlisted link, private link, whatever, we will find it and we will screen record it and we will use it against you. I am telling you, I'm going to sue you in small claims court for $10,000. If you don't want to deal with that and have to fly across the country, because most of you are on the East Coast, to defend yourselves or forfeit 10 grand, then stop doing what you're doing. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. The time has come. I just want to run my channel. If people want to view my content, whether they love me, they hate me, or they're indifferent, they're going to view it here. Not on Susie's sock accounts or JB's sock accounts or Jamie's or DeRosa's or Raleigh Jones. And again, JB, just so you know, tomorrow I'm going to be sending a lot of the evidence I have on you to the people on the A-team behind the scenes that are uploading these videos to other, backup YouTube channels. And we're going to show the world what you did to me, along with what your chat was saying. And we took you down on D Live 3 times, JB, and we have those screenshots. All of that is going to be submitted in a court of law. And again, JB, I know you're going to rant about this on your community tab and try to skate away from it. The bottom line is I know what you're going to do. You're not going to show up to court. The judgment will be in my favor for 10 grand. You're not going to pay me the money. Then I'm going to put you in collections. Collections will not find you because you're going to keep running everywhere around, right? You're going to run around everywhere, right? And then there's going to be a warrant out for your arrest for not paying your judgment, right? That's what you're going to do. You're not going to pay it. I know you're not going to pay it. You're not going to show up because you're breaking the law. You're evading taxes. You're hiding stuff, JB. And let me tell you, JB, the truth about all that will be exposed based on the many various people that are coming after you legally right now to shut you down from harming others and to also prove the truth about who you really are with receipts, like you like to call it. 44 in the box. Angel, this will go to a replay in a few minutes. Now, I will make one thing very clear here before I go. I forgot about one thing. What about fair use? Using my content in fair use. When you simulcast my content in its entirety, it is not fair use. I've taken people down for copyright on YouTube every time for that. It's even a part of the guidelines, the copyright guidelines on YouTube. Here's where fair use does apply. I have no problem if somebody wants to take a small portion of any of my videos, less than 10%, and critique it. So for example, if I do an hour and 40-minute stream, that's 100 minutes right there. Okay? An hour and 40 minutes, 60 minutes plus 40 minutes, 100 minutes. An hour and 40-minute stream. If you use 10% or less of that, which is 10 minutes or less, and you want to critique that, no problem. If you use more than 10% of my clips or my videos and you critique the entire thing, then if people watch my entire video on your channel because you're critiquing it and saying it's fair use, then in essence, you're taking from me. That is not fair use. Fair use allows you to use small portions of someone's work and make it transformative in nature, primarily by adding commentary to it. But you can't play the whole video and make commentary on the whole video, because then the person can't go to the original copyright holder and watch it there. So, if you use less than 10% of any of my videos, no problem. I will not go after you for that. If you use more than 10%, even on pre-recorded videos, I will still sue you for copyright. So there's the answer to that question in case anyone's wondering. I do have a tolerance for fair use. Fair use is fair use, but what these people have been doing to me is not fair use. Eli's becoming a gangsta, Angel. He's taking care of it. I'm not a gangster, Sharon. I know you're messing with me. I'm not a gangster by far. I'm a hardworking man that just wants to run my business in this world of free enterprise. I just want my space to do my thing that I'm legally entitled to. And if people are stealing from me and they're breaking the law in ways that affect my business, I'm going to take them down. That doesn't make me gangsta. That makes me a person that stands up for myself when I'm being wrong. And that's all I ever wanted to do, is help people become more confident within themselves to handle, all aspects of their life that they may be struggling with, or if someone else is coming at you, to learn how to handle it. That's all I've been doing. Coach, can I critique your channel jokes? Angel, if you use less than 10%, no problem. An example, like I said, on a 100-minute live stream, you could use 10 minutes or less. If I do a 10-minute pre-recorded video, you can critique 60 seconds or less. If anyone uses more than 10% of my content, even live stream replays or pre-recorded videos, then I will take you down for copyright or sue you if YouTube doesn't take care of it. Now, if you play even 10 seconds or a minute of my content and you do no commentary and you just put raw video, then I will take you down for copyright, because that's not fair use. Fair use only applies when you transform the content and you add criticism, commentary, make parody out of it, whatever, right? So the answer is yes, as long as you follow fair use guidelines, Angel. No problem. I'm joking. I know you are doing what you need to do. Exactly. All right, I'm going to get on out of here, folks. I'm going to be live within about an hour on a walk. And then I'm going to come back and do another stream later tonight regarding how the coronavirus is affecting YouTube and Google employees, and how it may affect your YouTube channel, especially if you're monetizing the YouTube Partner Program. More than likely, I'm going to continue this conversation from my walk. I'm going to probably do another after-party stream. I'm going to put up that Walking with Purpose stream within the next 20 to 30 minutes, and then within 1 hour, I'll be live from my walking location. I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to all the consumers of content. See you all soon, folks. See you in a bit. Bye-bye.